Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of TheWunderkindShow. Today's topic. Todd Monken has been introduced and had his one-on-one interview or review with the media as the Ravens' new offensive coordinator. Now look. I'm going to start this off because we know where we're going with this. You know how I am, right? He's a listen, this guy answered questions like some of the best politicians in the history of the United States of America. Let's just call it like it is. If he could coach even half, not full, I'm talking about two-fifths, just half, as good as he answered those questions, this will be a dynamic team to say the least. And I want to make sure I leave that there. But let's be real. Let's just cut it out, right? This is the Wunderkind Show, baby. You know how we do things. We got to be real. No matter what we wanted, we were never going to get the answers that we really wanted from him. Because let's be real. Most Raven fans was looking at him, right? Looking at this guy pretty much saying, hi, I'm Toddery Monken, and what do I want from this team? I want to coach the best available players that I can. So, I'm hoping and praying that this team signs Lamar Jackson. Oh. That's what we wanted him to say. But we weren't going to get that. Could you imagine if he would have went up there and said that? They would have been like, oh, no, abort. Oh, my God. He has to go. But let's be real. He answered the questions extremely well. He seems like a very personable guy. The thing that stood out to me was when it was Harbaugh saying that his wife said, you should interview him. He's a great guy. So once again, this, it always seems to reverberate around nepotism. And I get it. And when you get to the high levels of professionalism, a lot of times it's not about what you can do. It's about who you know, who can open those doors for you to be successful, help in your success. I get it. I 100% get it. I will never act or be above that mindset because a lot of the world is built on that. What I will say is this. There's a couple things that he said that kind of were glaring to me. When they asked him, what do you feel about this past game? How can you make it better? It wasn't about them getting better players. It's like, it's more about building around the players that you have. That's not what I wanted to hear. Because we already know that there's an infectious level of love for the usage of one name of Pat Ricard. And fullback, I want y'all to notice that. The term fullback came up at least, I counted, 6 times in this interview. 6 on the low end. I stopped counting. So that means he wants to use Patrick Ricard. That means for everybody that's a Patrick Ricard hater, a Patrick Ricard dismisser, he will be here for the foreseeable future, and he will be used as an integral part of this offense. I'm letting you know that now. He's not going nowhere. You heard what he said? He said, man, being able to run the ball is the real way. And fullback, oh, man, that position is such an underappreciated position. So, yeah, Patrick Ricard is going to be used if you like it or not. And I want to make sure y'all understand that. One thing he did say, one other thing that he said that was glaring, and this was a good glaring, is said that there's different ways to run the ball. Sometimes you can spread them out to create running lanes, right? To get players in space. Now, when I look at players on this team that can kill in space, I look at Bateman, I look at Dobbins, I look at Lamar, and I look at Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has been, as much as I've been hard on him, he's been performing in a phone booth because all eyes have been on him. All eyes like this. Oh, where's he at? Oh, is that Andrews? Get him! That's how they've been doing. Just go get Andrews, right? Because there's been no real other threat. Bateman has been hurt, as you know. But when you have players, that was another glaring thing that he said that I was actually on board with, was getting players in space. Because I want to tell y'all something right now. Did I want him to be our OC? No, I'm not going to lie to you. I will never lie to you guys. I'm not one of those guys. I will not take back anything that I said. I did not want him as our OC. Now, but guess what? He is our OC, and he's not leaving. So I want him to be the best version of himself possible. I want him to be so good that next year he gets head coaching positions. They call him up. Oh, Harbaugh. Oh, yeah, we want Monken. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we want Monken. Forget the country bumpkins. No. We're not leaving lumpkins. We want Monken's. That's how good I want him to be now. Because guess what? He's our OC. I'm not so disillusioned that I would wish for the poor performance of somebody that is now connected to the Ravens. That's slow. That's not what we do over here. But him talking about getting players in space was exactly the part that I wanted to hear. Because the one thing that all of us has been complaining about is that Greg Roman has been operating from a phone booth. Instead of spreading it out, opening up run lanes, making them guard all 53 and a half yards for width. Not length, width also, right? This guy is putting it up and saying, look, this is what we're going to do, and this is what I want to do. This is how I want to attack you. And he said that that's the way the NFL has, evolved to. Those two things were the most glaring things that I can think of, because he was speaking about how the evolution of the NFL has been, has been something that, look, people want offense. The NFL, he pointed that out. He specifically said the NFL wants offense. Offense is fun. Offense is electrifying. Offense sells tickets. He even compared it to being a 41 to a 42, let's say, shootout between a 6 versus a 7 game, and saying, the 41 was a better game. Even though it could have just been, great defensive planning and whatever else it is of game management, game clock, whatever. But he really made an emphasis on how the game has evolved. And we, as Raven fans, have ceremoniously all pretty much come to agree that we were getting left behind in the evolution of the NFL. That's not conjecture, that's fact. And now us looking forward to something more, something better, an inkling of hope. He is speaking on it candidly. Look, I can't give a full, listen, I have a full breakdown of him that I told everyone I'm going to do. I actually kind of feel bad about doing the breakdown, because the breakdown I'm going to do, a lot of people's not going to like it, because the way I break stuff down, I break it down analytically. A lot of people do not understand this. When I break stuff down, I bring numerics into it heavily. But and I think it would be a bad look. But one thing that I do want to say is that, look, he answered the questions really well. There were some questions that, for the fans that were asked, look, if Lamar misses time by holding out, can he learn your system quick enough? And tip a cap to him, fair play. He looked at it and said, look, at the end of the day, this is football. A lot of people make it out to be more than what it is. Lamar has been playing football from probably he was 5 years old. So will he be behind? Yes. But make no mistake about it. The special talent that is Lamar Demetrius Jackson can pick it up. And we will make sure to put him in the best predicament to be successful and bring him up to speed. I liked those answers. Well, once again, I already said at the beginning of the show, I said if he can coach even half as good as he was able to answer those questions, we will have something special in Baltimore. And that's only half. If he does 70, 80, it'll be historical. Absolutely historical. And look, listen, let me look in the camera when I say this, because I'm a man's man. Oh, yeah. If I'm wrong about Todd Monken, a.k.a. Toddery, I will happily walk back every comment that I have ever made about that man. Happily, I might add. Hold up. And I mean happily. Because for me to be wrong, he would have to come and turn around the offense that quick. And he would have to be definitively one of the top OCs in the game. I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping. Eric Bieniemy's gone. As much as I wanted EB, we can't get him. He got his job. He got his home. Todd Monken is here now. This is who we have. Sir, you got the reins. Now, talk to John Harbaugh. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, John. Yeah. You remember that guy named Lamar? Yeah. The guy that we ride. Yeah. The guy that's so fly. Yeah. The guy that every day people talk about. Like, why? Yeah. We need him to get signed. Now, that's what I need him to do. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. If the Ravens, because there's so many different ways of looking at this. I've heard people speaking that, well, this is a good coach to have for a collegiate player coming out of college to move on from Lamar, and it could be a bridge for a Mike Evans because he's already coached the Mike Evans. That's a very good point. But on the other end, it could be something entirely different. It could be an easier open offense for a Lamar Jackson. It can be a bridge gap to help to get Mike Evans over here to add to the outside weapons that Lamar Jackson has at his disposal, right? So there's different ways you can look at this. Everything as a Raven fan right now depends and hangs in the balance of the signing of or the extension of Lamar Jackson. I know we talk about it a lot. I know we debate it a lot. I know it's brought up a lot. But guess what? That's the boat that the Ravens have placed us people at the end of the bar in. Yeah, they placed us in the boat. It just is what it is. And he said it. He said, look, you can only coach the guys that are here. You know, if we have great, you know, how can you develop players and everything? Yes, and that's great, but you want good players. You want great players. So that's what I thought about the whole Todd Monken thing. You know, listen, fair play to the guy. He answered the questions amazingly. He seemed truly genuine. I can understand why, you know, when you put a mic in front of somebody, sometimes it's always about how they make people around them feel. I think someone like Rex Ryan was really good at that. I remember when Rex Ryan had debuted as the head coach for the New York Jets. He said, look, I didn't come here to kiss Bill Belichick's rings. I'm here to win some. Bars. And sometimes you kind of get that feeling like, okay, this could be something special. He answered the questions like this could be something special, and I'm hoping that it is. Only thing that I'm worried about now is retaining Lamar, getting him weapons, and then once we get that, then let's hit the season foot to pedal to metal, and let's run over our opposition and get to a Super Bowl. That should be on everybody's mind right now. But that's what I'm worried about. That's what the Wunderkind is worried about. That's what Nitro is thinking about as of right now. And if he could do that, he won't be here for about a year. I want everybody, I want everybody to understand where this is coming from, right? If Todd Monken, because a lot of people said it would be stupid to have Eric Bieniemy come in, he'd only be a 1-year rental. If Todd Monken comes here and this team becomes the top 2, top 3 offense in the league, probably might break a record, because with Lamar Jackson, you can break records. He's been on pace for breaking records every single year he's played, right? And they go on and have one of the best offensive seasons ever, one of the greatest, or whatever else it is like that. He's just a 1-year rental. We'll be looking for an offensive coordinator the very next year. If you didn't understand that. He will be a head coach. Listen. There will be nothing holding him back from being a head coach. If he comes here, takes an offense with the presumable bad guy of the NFL in Lamar Jackson, because Because remember, so many still people, he even said, he feels like he's underappreciated as a passer. It's kind of weird that people feel that way after what he's done, but, I guess they don't like him as a passer. And if he comes out in front of all of them and say, oh, look at Lamar's success, because I'm telling you right now, they're not going to try to give Lamar the success. They're going to try to place it on Todd Monken. You got where I'm coming from? He will just be a one-year rental. So hopefully he gets that. Hopefully he's that good. And hopefully he puts them in a chokehold and having them feeling all type of ways. I'm telling you, that's how I feel. And at this point, that's how we should all feel. He's the new offensive coordinator. Okay, let's get to work. Now, sign your franchise QB. And I promise you, not even half, 82% of all the questioning, all of the doubts, all of the headaches that have come so far during this offseason as a Raven fan will be quickly quelled. That quick. The media will lose most of its fuel for the offseason. Then it will switch to, well, can they get him weapons? Which is a lot easier topic to have than, is he going to be there? Is he going to be in Atlanta? Is he going to be a Jet? Is he going to be a Saint? Is he going to be oh my God, could he be a Washington Commander? So let's get that done. We got our OC, and let's see if we can hit this ground running and make some headway in the postseason. So for me, I'd give him an A for his questioning, the way he answered. It's a clear A. I mean, it would be an A+, but he wasn't a rah-rah guy, so I'm not going to give him a plus. But definitely an A on his presentability to not only the fans, but then I watched the one-on-one interview he had, and they asked him stuff about Lamar, and he gave very candid answers that I was looking at saying, okay, he answered it well. Now let's see if he can put his money where his mouth is, right? All right, and that's what we're going to do. And that was another episode of The Wunderkind Show. You guys know how it is. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I thoroughly appreciate it. Please do remember, if you are new watching the channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment, because I know there's going to be a lot of comments based around this guy named Toddery Monken. Listen, anybody calling him Toddery, they got it from The Wunderkind Show. They got it from The Wunderkind. I need everybody to say, oh, that's Toddery Monken. That nickname, that's ours. That's not mine. That's ours. You know why? Because this is a community. This is us. It ain't just me. It's you. It's all of us. You get it? So, if you would like to also help out this channel monetarily by donating to the Cash App, right here is a QR code for the Cash App. In the description, you will find the lettering for it. It's called $The Show. So once again, it's The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nitro, signing off. And as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Oh! Yeah!